welcome back to Slip Joint Display. Today we are looking at a Beaver Falls Cutlery Single Jack in Ebony. Let's get into the model. So, Beaver Falls Cutlery is a cutlery line owned by Cooper Cutlery. The other week, Cooper Cutlery did a new old stock and vault sale on Instagram, and I saw this coming and it really caught my attention. I was interested in what they were going to put out. I meant to jump in on the release when, as soon as it hit, and I got busy with life and kids and all that and missed the release. I think it was in the early evening, and getting into bed around midnight or so, I remembered that I had missed it. So I jumped on their website and looked at what was left, and I saw this Ebony Single Jack, and I went ahead and bought one on the spot. Wasn't sure what I was going to get, but the price was decent and I was interested. So, and when this arrived, I opened it up and was just in shock at this handle, this Ebony. Large blonde sections in it. I love it. I couldn't dig this more. This is an interesting knife. The blade is D2, and long pull, cut swedge, brush bolsters. The pins are all flush, none sunk. Kind of a squared off butt there on the knife. Satin finished blade. And the action on this is amazing, just out of this world. I'm really digging this knife. I was really pleased when I opened it. I was really, I wasn't sure what I was going to be getting, and I opened it and was just shocked at how well this is done. I mean, just some of the details in it, like the Ebony, it's just amazing. And I didn't pick this one out specifically. I mean, the Beaver Falls Single Blade Ebony, it was, wasn't like you picked which one you wanted to buy. So I didn't know I was going to be getting an Ebony with these blonde areas in it, but I couldn't be happier with that. Let's have a look here. So Beaver Falls Cutlery, fine pocket knives, handmade, hand sharpened, made in the USA. Ebony there. Like I said, Beaver Falls Cutlery is owned by Cooper Cutlery. This is paper that the knife comes in. And then here's some information that comes with the knife. So, registered trademark of Cooper Cutlery, made in Winchester, Ohio. Handmade, hand pin, hand sharpened using D2 blade steel. Made on the Old Queen and Shatton Morgan machines. I can totally dig that. So, that's cool. Here's your limited warranty information if you want to pause it and read that over. And yeah. And then this is interesting, and this gets into some of the history. So, manufactured steel cutlery razors, pocket knives, founded by Binns and Mason in 1876, by skilled cutlers from Sheffield. Briefly became the Pittsburgh Cutlery Company. Purchased in 1867 by Harmon Society, brought to Beaver Falls and developed for mass production. It will employ 300 people, cover 2-acre site. 1872, it suffered a labor dispute which was resolved by the employment of up to 225 Chinese workers. And in 1876, produced the largest knife and fork in the world of its time, on display at that exposition. Closed in 1886 and acquired by Cooper Cutlery in 2019. So there's some history on, Beaver Falls Cutlery Company. As far as the knife is concerned, this is really, really good execution. And it feels like a very solid knife. This is a handle style that I've seen similar with the other Cooper Cutlery that I reviewed on this channel. The blade is similar as well, although this blade is very, very stout. I mean, that's a thick blade, and I can really dig it. Thins out. It gets super thin. Really, I really like that a lot. That's, it's like a short, stout blade, but it gets super thin. I'm really looking forward to carrying this and using it. The D2 blade steel is interesting as well. I said with the last Cooper Cutlery that my plan was always to make it a catch and release, and I haven't released it yet. I haven't sharpened it or carried it either. So this one, I mean, as soon as I opened it, I knew that this was a keeper. So I was excited to sharpen the knife and see how the D2 was from Cooper Cutlery, and it didn't disappoint. It's super thin, so I totally dig, the way the bevel came up and everything. It's a very small bevel on the knife. The D2 felt good. It actually felt pretty hard on the stones. I don't know what the rock will end at. I'd be interested to know that, but it felt good on the stones, and the edge that it took is really, really great. There's a lot of chromium carbide in D2, and consequently D2 will take an extremely aggressive edge. With all that chromium, you are talking about, well, it's kind of a debate about D2, about whether or not it's stainless or falls, into the category of being stainless. What I'll say on it is, and this is from my own experience using the steel, is that it's not going to take a patina as easily as 1095, but it will patina given, time and the right environment. But it is more corrosion resistant than 1095. But I'm not worried about all that. I'm used to carrying 1095, and if you say, hey, it's full-on stainless, that's fine too. So the fact that it's in the middle doesn't bother me. Let's see here. Beaver Falls Cutlery on one side, and I'll have to take this off camera. And Winchester, Ohio, 2024 D2 on the other. So, yeah, I can dig all that. This is really great. That action is outstanding. It's a strike down the middle. Don't really see any gaps from the outside. You got a little bit extra in there as opposed to lower down, where, with exception of the slight difference in color between the springs and the back spring, or the liners and the back spring, you would think it was all one piece. A little bit extra in there, but nothing world changing, nothing I care about. The profile of the knife is good. Absolutely is pinchable, which is the way that I'm going to go with it, because it is a really hard pull. Just to do a comparison here, it's the Grayson Cutlery 15. A lot of people know the 15. So they are very comparable in size between the two. I mean, they're about the same size. Although, I mean, if you look at the difference in blade stock. The Beaver Falls is a lot thicker. Wider handle, wider blade. It does give the feeling of being a more substantial knife. Let's actually look at the size of this thing. So, 2.5 cutting and just under 3-inch blade total. And then 3.5 or a little bit less than 3.5 handle length. something like that. We are flush at half. Again, and still, not that anybody cares about that, but we are flush at half. And let's have a look. Yeah, a little bit of space in there. Nothing crazy. I don't really care about that. Like I said, it's not like from the outside you can really see gaps, so I'm cool with it. Man, the action on this is great. Even just the walk and talk, just the sound you're getting there. This thing is a monster. It's got an interesting walk and talk to it. It's really stout. I wanted to do a little comparison with the dollar cone knife just because I've still got it, and it's another piece from Cooper Cutlery. So if we just compare the two, so similar blade shapes. I think that this cut swedge comes into play with the way that this blade comes off. I mean, at first when I was looking at these, I thought this is a different blade shape. That's the way that it came off to me, but the cut swedge can make it a little bit deceiving. I think the blade shape is very similar. The handle shapes are very similar, of course, the size. Although the blade stock is not the same, the Beaver Falls is definitely thicker. I don't know if that's something that is a characteristic of all the Beaver Falls knives. It'd be an interesting question for me to ask Cooper Cutlery next time I talk to him. They are on Instagram, and I have had a little bit of conversation with whoever runs their social media. They're receptive to communication, so that's pretty cool of them. And the fact that I can just send them a message and have a conversation with somebody that works for the company. But I dig that. I dig how stout this blade is, and you know, they take the time to thin it out as well. So it's a stout blade, but it really thins out down to the edge. The edge that this thing took was great. I think the build quality is outstanding. I guess you can catch it with a fingernail, but you can't really feel it with a thumb pad. Yeah, they did a good job with this. And this was, I mean, this was under $150. So it was a good price. I mean, and I'm really glad that I got it. I can't get over that ebony. It's got a lot of character on it. I wanted to bring it out and I wanted to show it and have some discussion. I'm really pleased with this. I think that they did a really good job on it. I wanted to get more stuff made by Cooper Cutlery on the channel. The Beaver Falls Cutlery line is interesting. Like I said, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm going to go searching to figure out, is that stout of a blade a change they made, or is that something relative to Beaver Falls or this model, or what's the deal with that? There was other stuff in that drop that I wanted to get. I mean, there was really other stuff that I planned to gun for and didn't because I wasn't paying attention when the drop actually happened. I was busy with life, but I'm really, really pleased with the one that I ended up getting. I think this checks a bunch of boxes for me. I mean, between the character and the handle scales, the thinness of the blade, that stout blade is really something different. So I totally dig it. What are your thoughts? Do you have a Cooper Cutlery? Did you have a Cooper Cutlery? Did you see that sale coming and jump in on it? Or is stuff from Cooper Cutlery something you haven't gotten into yet? Get down in the comments. Let us know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.